show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. This is What If News. Man, these people are complete asshats. Let's start with this buffoon. I do not like this guy's music at all. And he just seems and looks like a real big tool bag. And I'm sure if he sees the video, well, I'm rich, I'm famous, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
I don't want my taxes to pay for ICE, to masked thugs to roam our streets and terrorize our communities and rip families apart. We should be taking care of each other. We should be minding each other. We should be housing the homeless. We shouldn't be, throwing people to the ground. Which brings me to Renee Nicole Good, murdered in front of her fellow citizens in Minneapolis, murdered in the streets. And no matter what narrative this administration is trying to sell us, we can see the videos. Maybe if they show you one and they slow it down and they tell you where to look, you might think maybe there's a chance that the gunman felt threatened. But from most angles, near and far, looks like she was trying to get away. And he shot her 3 times in the head, murdered in cold blood. And this administration, these people who are trying to tell us not to believe what we see, it is so horrific. I don't understand how you can claim that she was ramming their cars or that she was attacking them. There's nothing to suggest that. And it's mind-boggling, and it's deeply upsetting to me and to so many people, and we can't just let it slide. To Trump, to Kristi Noem, to Stephen Miller, to Pete Hegseth, to Patel, to Bondi, to all of them, just deeply, deeply dishonest people. Just cowardly, shameful, dishonest people. Fuck them. They are revolting. Walking in my beautiful neighborhood, around my beautiful neighbors. I'm grateful to be here, but I am deeply ashamed of this government and the way they're treating our neighbors outside and inside this country. It is horrific. Hello, all y'all dogs. Hello. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I hope y'all are having a good year so far, and that you're taking care of each other and that you're loving each other. I'm sorry if I went a little dark, but these are dark times. Fuck ICE.
As you can hear there, this guy's an idiot. And here's something that I'm really, really confused about. Why all of a sudden is it Renee Nicole Good? I mean, people would, let's see, one time I heard something about people that get named all 3 names are tried to be martyrs, like Lee Harvey Oswald, all these people of the past that have done really dumb shit. They seem to try to name all 3 of their names, first, middle, and last. And it's the weirdest thing. I just don't understand. Maybe it's the martyr part. Maybe that's correct. Because of the simple fact that when it first came out, it was Nicole Good, and then Renee Good, and then all of a sudden it became Renee Nicole Good. Well, great name, I guess, but she wasn't exactly good, was she? A lot of news digging shows that. I mean, she was there with her wife, whatever, to do what? Obstruct what was going on. That's not good. But man, good old Scott Jennings, man. What a great guy he is, man. He just really lays it out for him. And then people just look at him like, shit, I guess I shouldn't have said that because now I'm a little bit dumbfounded by the fact that Scott Jennings is smarter than you are.
Contrary to what I heard out here the other day, this person was not a random passerby who just happened to be driving through her neighborhood. This person is part of a group of people who form convoys to interfere with federal law enforcement operations. They drive convoys of cars into active law enforcement situations. They interfere with ongoing law enforcement activity. This is a felony to do that, A. B, this person had been following ICE around all day, apparently, according to witnesses, now according to further reporting. C, they didn't follow lawful commands to stop, get out of the car. D, they accelerated a car into the officer. It clearly hit the officer. I don't understand how you could watch this video and all the other videos that have come out and not come to the conclusion that this is an unfortunate, tragic situation that was caused by someone, the person driving the vehicle, using extraordinarily poor judgment from top to bottom. Doesn't make me happy. I don't like it. I hate this. I don't like it when U.S. citizens or anyone dies in any kind of a engagement with law enforcement like this. But this person exercised extremely poor judgment and put themselves in harm's way, probably committing a felony in the process, and this is the result.
What a frustrating time, because of the simple fact that you just don't get from the mainstream media, you don't get the real deal Holyfield truth at all. But Scott Jennings, great guy. I don't know him personally, obviously, but, he at least tells it how it is, which is the way it should be done. Before I play this next clip, ladies and gentlemen, I just got to apologize for the language that you are going to hear in this clip. But this is the type of mentality that people on the left have all the time. It's not far and in between. It's all the time. I'm going to quote Mike Tyson. And this goes to this guy that you're about to see in this clip. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I mean, for this guy to spew what he says in this clip is freaking mind-boggling. But there's many of them everywhere. But you have people like me that speak the truth back in 2020 and wind up getting just jacked around, hidden for 4 years, trying to bring a YouTube channel with 157,000 subscribers back to life. You know how freaking hard that is? But these assholes, they can do whatever they want to with no repercussions at all.
Start blowing their fucking heads off. Start blowing their fucking heads off. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh my God, they just went and blew up bitches on a boat in Venezuela, kidnapped a man who is their leader. I don't give a fuck what he did. If they came and kidnapped that fat fucking pig mixed with a cow, it would have been World War never ends. Republicans voted no against having oversight on investigating this murder that we just fucking all watched with our own eyes. Donald Duck, the fucking hog, sat up here talking about protect these bitches who just murdered her. Jasmine Crockett is on the floor crying to these people, and she quoted something. She said the word fuck. It was completely silent, and then one of them crackers on that other side, that fucking demonic crackers, oh, well, can we have some decorum in here? She just told you about a murder, cracker, and you talking about her saying fuck? Blow their fucking heads off. Blow their heads off and see what happens. Start blowing their fucking heads off. They don't care about y'all. They don't care about when citizens die. Blow their heads off.
So what you just heard there is a complete lunatic, an absolute lunatic. But maybe he should have, paid more attention to what Barack Obama said.
You've broken the law. You didn't come here the way you were supposed to. So this is not going to be a free ride. What's going to happen is you are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration, but they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it. You've broken the law. You didn't.
So Barack Obama back in the day said those things. But here we are. Let's tune into what John Solomon with Just the News is a fantastic person to get information from. An absolute stud when it comes to reporting.
The amount of money, $700 million that was in suitcases the last 2 years, about $350 million a year, or $1 million a day going in suitcases and luggage out of Minneapolis, a small airport, to the rest of the world, is 99 times larger than the total amount of cash that TSA detected in luggage at JFK International in New York, one of the largest.
So wait, say that again. Say that again. The Minneapolis airport, 99 times more cash went through Minneapolis than JFK, probably one of the most busy international airports, one of them busiest on the planet. Was there no, dumb question, John, no red flags before this?
Well, there were red flags inside the TSA. The TSA agents realized that this stood out like a sore thumb, that they had not ever seen anything like this anywhere in the world. But you know who wasn't interested? The Biden administration. Just like Tim Walz wasn't interested in stopping the fraud, the Biden administration wasn't interested in stopping this ATM cash flow out the door, out the United States. And so now the Trump administration, on top of it, they have an HSI FBI investigation into this. And there are discussions that they may either do an executive order or Congress will pass a law very quickly so that anyone who's unlawfully in the country cannot move money out.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. 99 times more cash went through the small Minneapolis airport than JFK. So it just begs the question of who's all involved in this crap? To let that type of money, I mean, granted, you heard that some people reported it, but their reports went mute. So who is protecting who? Pretty simple. It's our money. We have the right to ask, right? You would think so. But anytime that you ask questions, you get met with this bullshit. I want to talk a little bit more about some more interesting fraud. $4 million from the DOD went to this.
We're walking up to a place that's a TGV rocket company. So apparently these people build rockets. They've gone over $4 million from the government, and it's ran by a guy named Pat Bond. Now, this to me does not look like a rocket company. This apparently is a $4 million rocket company according to the DOD. Now, who approves this?
And we're in a Hub C zone. Fabian, what is a Hub C zone?
So a Hub C zone, according to the SBA, is a zone that's not really built up. That's more, as you can see, run down. So they give preferential treatment for grants to companies that are set up in these zones. So we don't even know if the guy even lives here, if he's renting it out to someone and he just owns the place. But technically it's a rocket company that's rented out to other tenants, which makes it even weirder if that's the case.
The thing that really pisses off a lot of people, obviously, is that places like this shouldn't be receiving $4 million of taxpayers' money to say that they create rockets in places like this. And we know for a fact that an individual receives one grant after another. This isn't a one-time grant. This is one grant after another phase one grants. And the goal of the phase one grants is they give you about 200,000 or so just to get into phase two and to say that you've developed what you needed to in phase one so you can get the larger sum of money. So obviously that place is located right next to a 7-Eleven, and you know better than anybody, if they were actually manufacturing any types of rockets, it'd be such a massive safety hazard. Obviously this is blatant fraud.
$4 million from the DOD went to this person or address or whatever you want to call it. That's a rocket-based business. Are you kidding? I mean, I guess that must be, Dr. Evil's lair. Maybe a rocket will come up out of the ground and be like, here we go. Here's the real rocket. Probably not. But then you definitely have this guy. And let me tell you, man, corruption is thick. My opinion. Because of the simple fact that you have people like this, and there's many of them.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else, that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene as police officers.
Let's not. Now, watching this video, I'm looking in the background and I'm looking at the, was it the mayor? Yeah, the mayor. Yep, that guy. Is he like the Prime Minister of Canada's twin brother or something? They look a lot alike. And there's a lot of reports and whatnot that Trudeau, that's who it is, Trudeau, yeah. That Trudeau apparently was Fidel Castro's son, or is, or whatever. Who knows? But maybe this guy's the same deal, because they look a lot alike. I mean, granted, I'm sure there's people that look a lot alike, throughout the world, but still, nonetheless, it all seems to boil down to the same situation that looky here, looky there, but, apparently who gives two shits? A lot of people care. A lot of people want to have satisfaction with this situation and all situations throughout the United States of America when it comes down to the fraud and the wasteful use of our taxpayer money. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Please like, subscribe, share, all that happy crap. Hopefully I can finally get some videos that are like making headwaves. And it's all because of you guys. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. See you next time.